All right, and we should be live. Sorry about that being just a little bit late there. Oak already calling me out on it, but it's all good. Welcome in, guys, to edition of Sunday Night Football, the first one of the year officially. Let me get the game cast up here, get that ready for y'all. We'll get, and that'll be more activated. So not too many big inactive stories here for this game tonight. Mostly backups. Cody Schrader, of course, coming over from the San Francisco 49ers. Brennan Jackson, their first, or I'm sorry, not their first round pick, one of their picks out of Washington State. And of course, unfortunately for the Rams, Darius Williams, their free agent. This is probably the biggest story of the night for their injuries. Darius Williams, the cornerback that they brought in over from Jacksonville, probably was going to be, I think, their starting nickelback. Headed to IR already, so little bit of unfortunate news for them. Mostly here for the Detroit Lions. Big story for them is going to be without DJ Reader, one of their free agent acquisitions from the Cincinnati Bengals. Definitely was probably going to be an integral part of their run defense in this game, or I should say the season. Of course, he's just out for the game. Probably be back a little bit later. And let me get my Streamlabs up. My apologies, I was running a little bit behind. We were prepping everything for the game, and then on top of that, had to go get my dog a good walk. I've got a really full cup of Crown and Coke here. It's a fancy Crown and Royal glass, and then I have it's kind of hard to see, a giant rose made out of ice. I mean, Cincinnati, Detroit, not too far, right? Right? Let me get the official, let me get to my cloud bot here real quick so I can get the betting set up for who will win. Lions or Rams? And with that, I can officially open the betting via Streamlabs. Fun stories, though, to keep an eye on here. Of course, on both teams have really young, budding stars in the league. Aiden Hutchinson continuing his growth. Sam Laporta, of course, one of the best tight ends. Led, I think, all tight ends in touchdowns last year. So he's going into year two. They took Campbell last year, the first round linebacker from Iowa. I think he's got to improve a little bit in coverage, and hopefully we'll keep an eye on that. The starting right cornerback for the Detroit Lions, Terrion Arnold, their first round pick out of Alabama. Just like the Eagles, both of these teams took corners basically with their first two picks, and they both were pretty bad in coverage last year. Fun fact about the Rams roster, we talked about last year. What up, Kenny? What up, Oak, Daniel? The Rams last year had 33 of their 90-man roster at one point in training camp as rookies. Coming into this year as that 53-man roster for the 2024-25 season, the Los Angeles Rams are the second youngest team in the NFL currently. The number one team being the Green Bay Packers. Looking on that list retrospectively, Baltimore ranking, I believe, 17th, so about middle of the pack. And the San Francisco 49ers, I had to look it up for you guys, ranking 25th. So, of course, one of the older teams, but definitely not like the oldest team. But tonight's going to be, I need Jared Goff to go off for my fantasy team. I don't know about y'all. Actually, I'm going to go grab my phone so I can keep track of my fantasy here. Actually, we'll just pull up Sleeper. But we need a big game from Jared Goff. Both of these teams, offensive juggernauts. PFF rankings, Los Angeles Rams ranked 7th, playing against the Detroit Lions, 2nd ranked. Both teams surprisingly good at the run, 9th for the Lions, 6th for the Rams. But of course, the Rams really struggled in pass blocking, ranked 20th. So Detroit, of course, having the better line. Speaking of that line, one of the additions, Jonah Jackson left Detroit to come to LA, and then of course Kevin Zeitler left the Ravens to go to Detroit. So a little bit of guard switching going on in this game. Going to be fun to keep an eye on, that's for sure. Kenny says, I think most teams are younger because they stink. But the real, like I said, these are offensive juggernauts. So keen eye on the defense. Last year, coverage for the LA Rams, 31st, basically second worst in the NFL. Detroit, not much better, 29th ranked. Both teams made some changes at safety. Both teams, Detroit going at the draft approach, getting younger at corner, while, of course, the LA Rams going after guys like Tre'Davious White, Demarius Williams, who, of course, is on IR for the LA Rams. And then, of course, their safety addition from the Washington Commanders in Cameron Curl. We got Cameron Curl starting tonight in our fantasy league, as well as one of our individual defensive players. So again, I took multiple players from the Rams based on point value. Like I got Jameson Williams. Anybody in my league, if you watching, Jameson Williams is on the block. I don't even care if he puts up 20 tonight. He's on the block. I just need to make some changes for running back. My running backs aren't going to take off till week 4. And I need one more guy to help carry me through those first 4 to 6 weeks. What up, Terror Dome? I'm really excited to watch y'all's game on Monday night. I won't be streaming it, but I will be watching 100%. Should be a good one. Jake Bates signed from the UFL Michigan Panthers here. Blake Corum and Jordan Whittington, the rookie out of Texas. You remember that name, Whittington. I'm telling you, he was one of the deep ball specialists in this draft. The fact that he's back there with Corum could be dangerous as we get the kick away. And in the back of the end zone, going to start with a touchback. We're going to get the first look at the LA Rams offense. We know this offense didn't change a whole lot. I'm really more excited to see the defense. And Matthew Stafford is getting a standing ovation from Detroit Lions. Class act. They got to cheer him on now so when he comes back for the playoffs, they can boo him. Making a note of Whittington and Corum returning. Motion here. I believe that's Nakua. Stafford's looking there. Goes back right. Going to dump it off to his halfback. And, Williams blown up by Anzalone. I probably said that name wrong. My apologies. Alex Anzalone. Let's watch this here. He's just dropping, reads it, and yeah. Stafford had nowhere to go on that play. Solid hit by Alex. I'm sorry, that's Nakua number 17. I've got to learn their numbers a little better. Stafford getting pressure. Going to dump it off left. And, good air under that throw, but unable to connect up with Demarcus Robinson. Third and long to start the game here for the LA Rams. Rams, again, 9th ranked passing team last year, despite the 20th ranked pass blocking offensive line. Let's see if McVay's got something deep in the bag of tricks here. Start this game and keep them on rhythm. A little bit of tight end movement. Stacked formation at the top of your screen left. He's motioning back to it to make a trips. Going there with the quick screen, and that was too easy to see as Cooper Kupp, the recipient of the screen there, with nothing. Quick 3 and out with 14:05 on the clock here in the first. Alex Anzalone. Anzalone. Listen to them pronounce it. Anzalone. What up, Spongy? How y'all doing tonight? Spongy says, seem like my kicker ain't that gay. It's going to be fun to see the kicks tonight. Whittington's got huge potential with Corum. And Rams going to get a chance here on the return. And that's Raymond, I believe. Number 11 for the Lions. Pretty decent retained ball down at what looks like the 31 or 32-yard line as we're going to get our first look here at Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions offense. course, Jahmyr Gibbs, premier back there in Detroit. We're looking to see a healthy load of him. We're going to see a healthy load of Sam Laporta. We need Amon St. Brown to score. I got too many line players on my team fantasy-wise right now. I'm looking to make some trades, but I need some points tonight to win my first game in the league. Little handoff going left, and big hit by the Rams there. Number 56, Rosenboom, the first guy there. Jaden Daniels, Mike. Oh, I know, dude. The rookie quarterbacks did not look good. I was watching. I actually got it up right here. Roku TV has a free channel that is almost like NFL Red Zone in a sense, plus highlights. And I was watching it all day playing games with a girlfriend. So I was watching all the games. And there's Amon St. Brown. And not much, as that's going to bring up, I think, a third and short here. About 4 yards. But, yeah, Spongy, I bet you did blow Darian out. For those that don't know this, we got a guy in our league named Darian, dog, whatever. Took like 3 kickers, 3 tight ends. I was like, maybe he's trying to like handcuff, and do some trades. But he's only made one kind of weird-ass trade that wasn't that great. And then he didn't set his lineup for week 1, so I'm kind of thinking about kicking him from the league. Empty set here for the Lions on a 3rd and 4. Williams, the man in motion. Goff getting pressured, and they got him as the Rams have the first sack of the game. Byron Young, the young edge rusher out of Tennessee. And if you don't know, Byron Young was one of the guys we featured at Edge on our draft special last year. And him, Fisk, Kobe Turner, and Verse is going to be really fun to watch for the Rams this year. That's all I have to say. And Kobe Turner right there with him. And that's the first sack. Wow, what a huge kick on that. But we've got a flag on it, and my God, the leg on number 3 right there of the Lions. So this is going to be against the Rams. Might back them up even further. Spongy says, I'm going to go hang out with YTC real quick. No worries, my guy. Kenny says, suck it, Golf. The people that went early on tight end. He took Kelsey, Kittle, and Andrews. Then he took like Tucker. I think frickin' McPherson and maybe Butker as well. Pterodome says, looked like a nasty little tight end stunt. Did you ever used to run tight end pop where you just real quick hot route off the line of scrimmage if they're bringing pressure? Just quickly run vertical, get your eyes back at the quarterback as fast as possible, and pray that your quarterback doesn't throw you into a safety coming down to take your head off. Safety coming down and the robber, just quarterback gets you head hunted. Kenny says all those guys were bad. I do, man. I don't even want to talk about it. So, all right, if we're talking about fantasy, Aaron Jones for the Vikings, 18.9 points in our league. Solid. I really did not expect that Minnesota beatdown. With the Dallas Cowboys up, I really thought Rico Dowdle was going to see a good bit of carries. He saw nothing. 4.2 points. I have Garrett Wilson on Monday Night Football. Kyle Pitts got me a respectable 14.6. 3 catches for 26 yards and a touchdown. Not great. I had the kicker for the Chargers. 12 points, 3 of 3. Including one from 50 plus. Not bad. I've got Cameron Curl tonight, so I need him to make some plays. But, I had J.K. Dobbins, and I didn't start him. 10 carries, 135 yards, a touchdown, and 3 catches. He ended up having 22 points. too funny. Let's see. Spongy's back. Oh, Spongy wants to duel me. I accept your duel. Let the duel commence, Oak. Cameron Sutton didn't do much. Theo Johnson got targeted 4 times, only caught the ball once. Hayden Hurst, solid day. Leggett, Iosivas, meh. Benson's not there yet. He's going to be my late breakout guy. But quick 3 and out by both teams. Stafford, oh, that could, oh my God. Ball to Cup on the left side on an out route, but a Lions player diving, trying to make an interception, and I thought he almost had it for a minute. Kenny says, let's go, Kyron. Kenny must have Kyron on his fantasy football league. 11 minutes here in the first, still scoreless. 2nd and 5 after that out route by Cup. Stafford looking at Cup again, little curl route. First man misses on Detroit, and he's tackled what looks like down at the 26-yard line. Surprisingly, for a Dan Campbell team, the Detroit Lions finished last year PFF tackling rating 21st, one of the worst. I tried to accept the duel. I don't know why. I'm going to try again. Give me 1 minute here. Stafford looking right. Got a man on a little, again, just a little out route there. Oh, yeah, I saw Devin Achan or Kane had a big day. Crazy what happened to Tyreek Hill for those that didn't see. Tyreek Hill kind of violently detained by the police. I don't know why it's not accepting. I'm trying. I am so trying. For once, Streamlabs hates me. I know, right? Oh! And Cup with another big catch over the middle. A highly contested ball there. Camera thought it got batted down. And super low snap. What a catch by Stafford. One-handed with the glove there. And just on point. You got to give it to him on that one to be 100%. Motion here. Handoff going left. That's Williams. Cuts back right. And, oh, one man to beat. And he would have had a large gain. But he got the first down. 9:15 here in the first. As, oh, hold on. Let me get the game cast fixed. My apology, guys. Someone should have yelled at me. There we go. Now we got the game cast up for y'all. My apologies on that. Actually, I need to, I'm sorry, I need to adjust it actually real quick. Give me 1 moment. I need to crop the top a little more, but not that much. Oh, Naku on the right side, pushed out of bounds, but huge gain there. And just a little quick flash motion to create separate, and that's a quick read for the quarterback. If the guy doesn't go with him, you know it's a zone coverage, and if the outside guy is in a cover 3 technique 5-10 yards off, throw the quick little lever screen if you've got the arm to. Like Stafford's got a strong arm to be able to throw that. That's a great throw on a quick lever screen on a snap motion. 1st and 10. Again, stacked twins left. Cup motioning though. Oh, a little bit of orbit motion, creating a little jerk route, and he's got him. Zig, dig, return, jerk, whatever you want to call that route. Famously from Gary Kubiak's offense with Owen Daniels, if you remember way back down there in Houston, way back in the Gary Kubiak days. Him and Owen Daniels really, I feel like, popularized that route. Where you fake the slant in, really sink your hips and explode back outwards towards the boundaries. 2nd and 6, and Stafford rolling off his back foot as he gets pressured and unable to get that ball. And Stafford's telling him, that's my bad, bro. My bad. Oak says, I had Jaden Daniels on my bench versus my buddies. Philly says, Marv disappointed the shit out of me. And by the way, bets should be open. Let me double check, make sure the points. Let me see if it says my points. Terradome. Oh, exactly. Whip, dig, return, jerk. I've heard it called like a million different routes. I believe whip is one of the ones that they use now in the NFL for it. And Darnold, Darnold. Thinking about that game earlier. Stafford with a good throw on the right side there. And Colby Parkinson. Let's watch Aiden, though. They're showing him on this pass rush on the left tackle. And, oh, that spin move on Noteboom. That was textbook, ladies and gentlemen. If like they're saying, Stafford's not even having to go past his first read on a lot of these throws. Kenny is putting that Kyron or Williams energy for the touchdown in there. I need Amon Saint. Oh, I'm sorry, not. Oh, and a little high for his tight end there. That's Allen, I believe the tight end from Clemson. Might be thinking about a different Allen. I know they also have Tyler Davis, the defensive tackle. Both of these teams had some pretty good drafts, though. Like, if you can argue Sam Laporta and Brian Branch in the second round last year for Detroit's got to be like one of the steals of the draft class. 10 plays, 71-yard drive so far, 439, 640 left here in the first. Double motion into a trips formation left here for the Rams. Stafford's looking there. Oh my God, there are two line players in the backfield. And number 91 of the Lions coming away with the sack there. Is that Marcus Davenport? Lions, man, making some great moves here. Oh my God, right up the middle. 91 and the outside edge, the right defensive end. That's Davenport and is, I believe, McNeil? Aleem McNeil potentially. But great pressure. Lions bring 4 here. And, flag kills the play. We've got a false start against the Rams here. Going to back them up even further. I think that's going to make it a 3rd and 23 after the 5-yard penalty. And like Terradome says, there is the sack. You know what's funny is I told someone for fantasy advice, I said, low-key, New Orleans defense could be a sneaky good matchup, especially because New Orleans has predicted one of the easiest schedules in the NFL this year. And Hutchinson now back to, that's 2 spin moves we've seen from Aiden. He is working that spin move tonight. Like Terradome says, 77 whiffed on that inside move there on number 91 of the Rams. The defensive tackle just ran by the left guard of the Rams. Great point out, Terradome. What up, Penguin, my boy? 5:40 on the clock, 3rd and 23. Might be a little, yeah, they're just going to get some yards back for the kicker. That's a good call with a run off the right side. Down at what looks like the 23-yard line as Rams are going to be content with taking the first points of the game. Of course, barring the PT, or not PT, oh my God, I'm losing my mind tonight, guys. The field goal, this is the first kick for Cardi, their rookie kicker from Stanford. One of the big talking points we have listed here on our notes. First kick of the NFL from 41 yards for Cardi, the rookie. Ball's up. Ew, looked like it was going to squeak in just barely right, but hooks a little left at the end, and his first kick is good. Rams up 3 as Stafford and the Lions are going to come out here for their 3rd offensive drive of the first half. You got to at least come away with 3, right? Like, you got to love Spongy. You didn't say anything bad language. You said Jaleel was better than Chase Brown today. How is that foul language? Streamlabs, chill out, my guy. Jaleel. Oh, you're talking about Jaleel McLaughlin. Yeah. But Sponge, you have to give it to me on this. I didn't say Chase Brown's going to come out there week 1 and win. I said I predict Chase Brown to be the starter by the end of the season. Zach Moss didn't really run the best. The Bengals just played bad. What's so sad, guys, is I had planned my first episode of my new series called Commissioner of the North, where, I play as the Commissioner of the North and then, cut back and forth playing like viewpoints and spokespeople for each of the AFC North teams. I wrote my first episode, but I haven't filmed it yet. And now that week 1's in the books, and not only did the Ravens lose, the Bengals lost. I'm about to say, who else in the AFC North lost? Cleveland lost. Yeah, Cleveland lost. And I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh won, actually, didn't they? Pittsburgh won with Justin Fields, I think. Yeah, over Atlanta. I don't think anyone would have predicted that Pittsburgh was going to be the one team in the AFC North that won their game to start the season. Let's be 100% honest. So, of course, it's already where I know where to start the script for episode 2 now. But at the same time, I'm like, now I have to release 2 episodes to get it going. Kenny says, can we have a moment of silence for Green Bay? Hey, Green Bay's okay. They ain't got nothing to worry about, man. Hold on. I want to actually look at that. What is Penguins, if you're there, let me know. You might know this off the top of your head. What's Green Bay's next 4 games on the schedule? If not, I'm going to pull it up here shortly. So Packers versus Colts, Packers versus Titans, Packers versus Vikings, Packers versus Rams, Packers versus Cardinals. I mean, if they can at least win 2 out of those 3, their season's okay and on course for the wild card, like we talked about in my opinion. Pittsburgh was 5-1 in division last year. It's just one of those ones. When you play in the AFC North, you always play hard against other people. Spongy says, my defensive players looked really good. I need Cameron Curl to make some plays, man. I definitely messed up on my draft strategy and sleeper not getting a tackle machine. But every time I went to go take one, it got sniped from me. Every time when I got stream sniped for one of my tackling machines. I also could say I should have been paying attention to other people's draft strategies a little closer. 450, though, as the Golf and the Lions get started here. Handoff going right side. And that's David Montgomery for maybe a gain of 3 or 4. Really thought we might see a little more scoring in this game, but the defensive lines for both of these teams are really getting after the quarterback. And, the Lions do have one of the better offensive lines in the league. So it's real. You got to be scared. This young Rams defensive line is no joke. And Byron Young in his second year is already looking way better. 2nd and 6. Tight end motion here. A little toss play going right. And Ram player almost blew it up. And hard running there by Gibbs after the play, just short of the first down. 4 minutes and ticking here in the first, as I think it's going to bring up 3rd and short, but yeah, 3rd and 1. And again, Rams have the 2nd youngest team in the NFL. Packers actually have the youngest team in the NFL. So it's one of those ones. It's a big boom or bust potential with the young players. Third and 1, power formation here for the Lions. Handoff going left, and Montgomery was met originally by a reader of the Rams, but able to get past the line to gain with a little bit of extra contact. Montgomery's having to shake his helmet up a little bit. That definitely gets the cobwebs loose. Philly says the Eagles' Byron Young is better. He's not, Spongy, though. A lot of people got them confused in the draft. Your Byron Young is a good player. He's more of a run guy than a pass guy. But this Byron Young from Tennessee on their team, better at edge rushing. Kenny says, when was the last pass? Here it comes now. Goff, little outlet pass. That's Montgomery, and we've got him a gain of 5, maybe 6, as we've got a flag down here. And a tackle ineligible in the game, it would appear. So I'm guessing illegal formation. Going to back this one up on the Lions. No Sam Laporta sightings so far. That's a little bit surprising, to be honest with you. Oh, illegal hands to the face defense. Automatic first down for the Rams. And there's Byron Young. And yeah, that is 100% hands to the face on the tight end. Goes back, dude. Hand on the throat right there. My God. That was bad. That's one they're going to literally be like, so this is what we call textbook hands to the face. Should have been 2 different flags being called. Spongy says, I know, I'm just trolling. I know. I am excited, though, that he made your team. He was one of the guys that almost made my draft special. But, some of the positions, like, I'm like, dude, I got to take 6 guys. But that's my thing. I'm taking 5 to 6 guys at every position, 3rd round or later, depending on the depth of your team, what your team's looking for system-wise. I'm looking, for a lot. Handoff going Montgomery left, little outside zone there, and good gain, what looks to be 7 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 3rd, 2:20 here. We got to check on the fantasy team here. Come on, Cameron Curley's got 1 tackle so far. Matabike got me half a sack, 2 tackles, and 2 quarterback hits. Matt Judon got me a half a sack, 5 tackles, and 1 quarterback hit. I'm hoping it's out of some bigger plays out of them next week, especially at Ravens defense. 155 as Goff moves under center. Laporta, I believe they're coming. Yep, Laporta in motion here for the Lions. Handoff going left. That's Montgomery again, and good moves here. Maybe dancing a little bit, but finds the right holes off the left tackle. Little off tackle running there, and first down for the Lions as they continue just to run this ball against the Rams. And one of the Rams players had really good penetration on Glasgow, the left guard of the Lions, but Glasgow able to anchor late. Really good job, actually. Anchor and not let his guy shuck and get off him there in the backfield to make a play. 1:15 here. Goff in the shotgun. Little bit of a strong formation shotgun. And Montgomery up the middle. As again, the Lions are making a statement here. Rams finished last year run defense actually 7th in the league. A lot of that, though, probably had to do with Aaron Donald. Hard to replace that type of production, even though I think they've got some good guys. Hard to replace Aaron, right? Sponge says, check out my defensive players, Levi. Heard, Sponge. I'm heading there now. 2nd and 3 here. Goff motioning Brown into a trips left. They're throwing a screen there. Good coverage, though. Rams are still all over this. And see, that's, in my opinion, that's a misplay by the Rams. So I like what the Lions. I like what they were trying to do there with that motion, moving it into a trips, easy screen number game. However, they ran the play towards the short side of the field at the top side of your screen. If you're going to run that play, you run it where there's space. St. Brown made the first guy miss on the screen, but there just wasn't a lot of room to play back with. So again, that's where one of those ones, if you're walking out on that play call or you're moving to it, you got to flip the formation, especially if you have the time left. But I get that's a hard thing to keep track of and do. You know what I'm saying? Let me switch my quarter here, guys, in Streamlabs. We'll also then, that's missed my 2. And then we're going to go check Spongy's defensive players. So Spongy had Myles Garrett, Zaire Franklin, and Derwin James. Both, basically every player getting him 7 points, 1 sack, 2 tackles, a hit, 2 tackles for a loss. Zaire Franklin, 8 tackles and a quarterback hit. Derwin James, 7. But let's go check that bench. Don't you have Trey Hendrickson, 4 points, Jalen Carter, 2 points? I definitely know what I'm looking at on the free agency wire a little bit. Shout out to Tank Bigsby down in Jacksonville. Another one of my draft special guys. He didn't really. I predicted an injury to Etienne last year, and I thought Bigsby was going to get more carries last year. I think he had like 60, 70 yards today, and he is a bigger guy that can get into the some goal line carries. So I'm really excited to see. I got to see if someone took Bigsby yet. He might be on the free agent. Yep, he's there. It says only 4 carries for 15 yards. I'm so confused. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Let's take a look here. Free agents. Not really many free agent running backs got a lot of points. No way someone has that kid. That had like 3 catches for 100 yards. What game was that? Okay, I had projected. There we go. So Jamal Williams of New Orleans is available. Bucky Irving of Tampa got 10 points today. Tank Bigsby, yeah, that's who I'm looking at. 12 carries for 73 yards. No touchdowns, but 1 touchdown jumps his points up pretty nicely. Yeah, Alex Pierce, 29 points. Raheed Shaheed, 22 points. Ashton Dolan, 2 no-name guys from Indianapolis broke off for 18 and 29 points. I told everyone Brandon Cooks was a steal, and he's still there. 15 points in fantasy. Like, there's some good players out there in fantasy football. And 4th and short here for the Lions, as they definitely are upset about that play call a little bit. Dan Campbell is going to leave him in there, I believe. They had a 53% conversion rate last year on 4th downs. Most in the NFL during that stretch. 118 attempts last year. That's mind-blowing. 57% probability here to go for it, according to Next Gen Stats. Run up the middle, and they've got it. As Montgomery just hammers off the left guard. Just a little inside zone run there. Good job by Glasgow of just that entire left side of the offensive line. And Decker out there leading the way, of course, at left tackle for them. 14-25, a 10-play, 46-yard, little bit. Oh, wide open Sam Laporta makes the first man miss. And down at the 10-yard line as the Lions are in the red zone here in the second quarter of Sunday Night Football. Wow. And like they said, St. Brown in a little bit of return motion out of the backfield. Sam Laporta, I'm guessing, on a crosser there. And Johnson making a good tackle there in the open field. They both got really... did the Lions offensive coordinator leave or did he stay? But he got a ton of interviews. Goff, and there's Amon St. Brown. Oh my God, what a spinning stiff arm on Johnson the third. Da-na-na, da-na-na. That's going to be on ESPN if they win. If Amon St. Brown has a big night, you can absolutely count that's going to be on a highlight reel somewhere. Oh my God. Yeah, Ben Johnson's over there as the offensive coordinator for the Lions. He's drawn a lot of interest in head coaching. Dutch Vanderland, I got a plan, Arthur. 2nd and goal, 13 minutes here. Handoff going left and nowhere to go as there's 4 Rams players in the backfield there. Hulk 97 for the Rams. Quickly to say, not this way. Kenny says, Red Dead consumption. Am I right, guys? I really got to get a soundboard for all the puns. And if you're having an adult beverage like me, watching some Sunday Night Football, cheers. St. Brown, the man in motion, trips right here for the Lions. Let's see if they go that way. Goff looking left, going over the middle, and back of the end zone for Laporta, and a little too high. Poor Laporta trying to make a one-handed OBJ-style catch in the back of the end zone, as I think the Lions are going to take the 3 and tie this game up. Kenny's got me with the emoji or whatever you want to call it. But where's the Tahiti money? Where's the Tahiti money? Bless you. I know you can't hear me, but bless you. Oh, that's really cool. I've got the yards and everything up here on the next gen. Like, are they showing this in real time? Bro, that is so cool. All right, guys, for those that I wish I could show you this. So NFL Game Center presented by FanDuel. It's free if you have a Roku TV and you have the Roku channel. You can go and pull this up right now. It's got the on-field players for each team, stats. It has the X and O's like coming out on the field next-gen stat style, like across the field, so you can see the motions of the play. Like, oh my God, this is fucking cool. I'm sorry, excuse my language. The NFL nerd geek in me is literally, it's like Gamecast, but I feel like I'm watching the Madden like Gamecast, where like you see the X and O and the players' numbers from the over top camera. I wish I had my phone so I could take a picture and show you all this right now. Like, could I show this since it's on Roku TV for free? There's no way. Would I get in trouble? I feel like I would not get in trouble. And now I slightly want to see if I can pull this up. Oh my God. Roku TV. I'm going to try to figure this out for next time. I'm telling you guys, this is a game changer if I could take all of this essentially and give it to you. But it is on the NFL channel on Roku TV. That might get me in trouble. Damn it, Arthur. Stop spending it on food and ammo, Arthur. Oh, my gosh. I know Rams fans are upset, though. That Darius Williams going to IR really hurt what was going to be their... See, Dutch, I'm telling you, man, there's a Roku, and it's coming in a caravan over yonder on the other side of the valley this evening. There's going to be 3 armed guards, Arthur. I'm telling Vanderlyn. I'm telling you, Dutch. It goes for 3 whole gold pieces. Stafford, 9 of 12 to Jared Goff's 4 of 6. Kyron Williams, 2 carries for 11 yards with a long of 9. Kupp leading the receptions, of course. Not much passing going on here for the Lions. Really hurting my fantasy team a little bit. But David Montgomery getting a healthy amount of carries early. Oh, low bouncing kick here. Rams going to get a chance to return it, and nothing, though, on the play, as I think they might have made up some ground there. Yeah, Dutch, it's a town. It's a town on the offside of the map that's not listed, I'm telling you. There's tons of good marks. You know what I'm saying, Dutch? Kenny says, I want to make a Red Dead injunction. The 7 steps of Red Dead Redemption. 12 to 11, on the clock here. 1st and 10 here as I think the Rams need to get this run game going a little bit more here. Nakua, man in motion, little jet sweep here. Pretty good blocking on the outside, and that's going to be a gain of about 6 or 7 on the play. 2nd and manageable here. If I was the Rams, I might try to take a shot downfield. Red Dead Railway Junction. Is Roku in St. Denis? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I do love all the Red Dead Redemption. It's absolutely like beautiful. And Nakua, of course, 10 targets, 181 yards last year in the wild card game versus the Lions. Let's see if he gets a healthy dose tonight. There's a little bit of running game here from the Rams, and I think he got the first down. He might be just an inch short. And again, I'm a little disappointed there by the Rams. I understand getting in motion here. But again, I guess maybe they need to get the first set of downs. You get a little closer to half field before you take the deep shot. But again, I'm looking to see if maybe the Rams take a deep shot here anytime soon. I feel like they're overdue for one. The Jets sweeping everything, the short passing game, drawing defensive backs and the linebackers closer in. 1st and 10, 10:52 here as double motion now on the play left. Little bit of play action, screen going. Oh, and screen set up right as the tight end unable to bring it in. He definitely saw a linebacker player coming out of the corner of his eye. He felt the footsteps coming, as they like to say. Red Dead presumption. Dutch says, how long does it take to get there, Arthur? I reckon we can get there, Arthur, about 2 days of riding, long as we don't run in none of those word folk over by St. Denis. I did like playing Red Dead Redemption. It's one of those ones every once in a while. I've ever played it like 2 or 3 times. They got the decibel meter about 116. What is decibel measured in? Oh my God, that's going to bother me now. 10:45, handoff going left. And that's number 20. Who's number 20 for them? Rivers. Wow. So it's not Kyron. It's not Blake. It's Ronnie Rivers getting the carry on the left side there. Trips left wide receivers. And again, great job by the wide receivers. That is textbook blocking by the wide receivers of the Rams. If you're trying to show your young players, that is how you do it right there. Cup, Nakua, and one other guy out there, Demarcus Robinson. All 3 of them throwing blocks. Yeah, Dutch. Dutch says, I've been hearing about this thing called an automobile. I'm telling you, Dutch, there's this guy named Henry Ford. And I heard he's coming into town this Sunday. He'll be at the local tavern playing a game of poker. Kenny says, oh, he has a disorder. Don't worry about him. That's why we like him, right? That's why we really like him. Shout out to, if y'all have ever seen the movie The Accountant. I think it's actually a great movie. It's about an autistic guy that's like an assassin, like a sniper, like crazy. And 10:01 here after the timeout by the Rams. Ball on the 44.5-yard line. Stafford looking left, going over the middle, got his man. That's Nakua, and tackled about 3 short of the first down. So going to bring up 2nd and 3, 9:50 and ticking as the Rams are about at half field after that completion. Dutch says, what's an automobile? It's this thing like a horse, Dutch. It's like a horse. They measure in horsepower. They say this thing's going to have the horsepower of 3 horses. So you can pull a full-on wagon caravan with just one of these automobiles, Dutch. Handoff going left. That's Cup on the play, and good run to get a first down as the Rams just continue this methodical offense. Left, right. And it looks like they're starting to wear out this Detroit Lions defensive line. Hutchinson definitely breathing a little hard after that Notebloom coming out there on the run block, and great job by Notebloom to not get a hold and hook him correctly. That again, that's textbook blocking by the Rams right there. Ravens might have to give the Rams a call for an offensive line coach. 1st and 10, cup the man in motion. Stafford looking there, pump fake, goes back to Nacua over the middle, and Nacua, then they are literally tanking on him. Was it? I'm pretty sure wasn't it Stafford last year calling one of the safeties of the Lions a dirty player? Does anybody remember that? Know what I'm talking about? Like Kenny says, great call by McVay coming right up, because you got to give respect to McVay, man. You really had to. Like, that was actually a question that got posed. What if Lamar Jackson got matched up with like Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, like a good, young, innovating play caller in a sense. Maybe the dude from Detroit, like Ben Johnson. They literally like, cameras on you, bro. Cameras on you. Look up, look up, look up. Interesting. I like their setup in there. The double layer. One guy's like way up higher. Dutch says, I heard it's like a train, but for roads. Yeah, man, but you got to lay a road, trains. We already laid like that. You think they'll go lay even more trains, Dutch? Stafford going left, and what a play by number 32. That's Brian Branch, the former Alabama defensive back, a steal last year in the second round for the Lions, makes a diving pass deflection on that play. Watch this. He's lined up at the traditional free safety, and literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps to cover probably like 5 to 7 yards and make a diving pass deflection. 7:23, 2nd and 10, ball on the 29-yard line of the Lions. First down would put the Rams basically in the red zone here. Cut motion right. Stafford looking over the middle, getting pressured. He's rolling out to his left, and he's probably just going to chuck this one away, and he does. Great catch by the ball guy. And look at Marcus Davenport pushing back the left tackle, just straight power pushing back Notebloom, the left tackle of the Rams. And 49ers, Raiders, Seahawks, they're all looking at that a little bit like, I'm sorry, not the Raiders. I'm lying. No, it is the Raiders. No, they're AFC. Seahawks, Rams, 49ers, Arizona. Sorry. Just future tape note that he might struggle with power moves. Kenny says Detroit defense looks way better than I thought. And that's the thing. They already had some really good pass rushers with Aiden Hutchinson. And they brought in Marcus Davenport, who is actually one of the great free agent signings. They're going to get even better when DJ Reader comes back. But the thing is, they have 4 players on IR among their defensive line. So Detroit really can't afford too many defensive line injuries here later in the season. And then, of course, they went and spent their first 2 picks in the draft on Eric Rakestraw Jr. And Terrion Arnold, the cornerback out of Alabama and Missouri, respectively. 4th and 4, Rams are going for it. Stafford looking to and looking right, had Cup, but number 23 of the Lions right there to almost intercept the ball. And that is a former Buccaneer, if I'm not mistaken. Carlton Davis III brought him over from Tampa again to improve that secondary. And like I said, the list of starters for the Lions: Carlton Davis Jr., Terrion Arnold is the starting right, and then Amik Robertson. Was he drafted, or is he the former Ram player? Former Las Vegas Raider, who actually I think did play pretty well for them last year, if I'm not mistaken. So So they just kind of like the Rams made some good free agent signings and then they went hard on the draft of their secondary. They needed it though. Detroit was rated 29th in coverage last year. So the Rams were right there though at 31st as well. But man, again, that injury early of Darius Williams, their free agent signing from Jacksonville, really hurt the the Rams defense. They're both blue, and I keep getting my brain confused, and I'm so sorry. Like Kenny says, Nakua, Stafford almost intercept. Stafford has had a few throws on the outside that have been a wee bit too close for my liking if I was, a Rams fan. I'm going to grab a drink, guys. I'll be right back. Empty chair cam. We're going to leave you with a funny gif. Oh my God, I just missed a big play. There's Jameson Williams. I needed those fantasy points. I'm sorry, I took a sip of my Crown and it was incredibly strong. Your boy's going to have to let that ice melt a little bit. And Jameson Williams lined up right side of the formation. Little bit of just a post route. Good job to push outside on his release to create space to come back inside on that route. That's great rounding by Jameson Williams on the play. I'm going to have to go check on my sleeper fantasy here. Ball on the 41-yard line of the Rams as the Lions are already in scoring range. Going deep, and going for Jameson Williams again. And if that had been a better thrown ball, Jameson might have been able to cut across and get that, honestly. Come on, Rams. Amon St. Brown's only got 2 points. Jameson Williams now has 5.7. Cameron Curl has me a single point. Gosh. I have one player yet to play on Monday Night Football, and I have got like 70 points to catch up right now. It is a long shot for me, guys. I need Goff to do something. Gibbs with a big gain now on the play as the Lions are taking chunk plays off the Rams now. And like the announcers are saying, game's been a little slow developing, but now we're starting to see, oh my God. And yeah, that screenplay, great blocking out there on the outside by the Lions, left tackle, I believe. And then downfield by the wide receivers coming all the way across the field to make some blocks. Huge play. Ball on the 27-yard line of the Rams, just outside the red zone. Little play action, sweep here to Jameson. He's on the right side, first down, and down at what looks like the 12-yard line. Oh no, Jameson is hurt, and it looked like he went down funky, and that's devastating, I know, for me and my team. And that's actually super unfortunate. Oh, let's watch the play here. Rosebloom diving, and that's going to definitely be his right heel ankle area. As he gets tripped up, his right foot and ankle kind of get trapped underneath what looked like a player's leg or knee. Really kind of like stretching but in a condensed and compact way. I would not be surprised if that's a right ankle or right Achilles injury. But of course, as soon as we find out, we'll give you an official designation on that. But that definitely going to hurt my team a little bit. He's got 7 points. Maybe Amon St. Brown will be able to carry me, but God, not starting JK killed me. JK had 22 points while Rico Dowdle had 4.2. I was joking in my fantasy league. I put a sad cowboy gif and he's shaking his head. And I was like, sad. I didn't start Dobbins. And then I was like, the gif's funnier when you consider that I started Rico Dowdle of the Cowboys over Dobbins. And even though the Cowboys were up big on Cleveland basically the entire game, Dowdle finished with 4.2 points. So 4.2 versus 22.9. Dobbins had 10 carries for 135 yards, 3 catches for 4 yards, and 1 running touchdown. I need Goff, though, to start throwing up some dime touchdowns here, especially to Amon St. Brown. God, I'm getting killed. Jared Goff, 6 of 9 for 73 yards. David Montgomery, 9 rushes for 15 yards. Time of possession, though. No, I'm sorry, no, that's the scoring breakdowns. Stafford, though, 12 of 19, 85 yards, 63.2% completion ratage. Goff winning the QB rating war. But the real story is not only 5 runs out of the Rams offense. Pretty good runs, too. Every time the Rams have run the ball, they've gotten pretty good gains. But just like a refusal to run the ball. And we've got a little confusion here, it looks like. And Jameson Williams, good to see. They taped up the ankle, and he appears to be fine. So, again, right ankle injury for Jameson Williams, but it looks like he will be coming back into the game. So, that's good to see for our fantasy football team. And I just noticed I never updated the score. So, my apologies to any Detroit fans. I had it 3-0 for too long. I'm still just mind blown that the NFL Game Center presented by FanDuel on Roku TV. Just like I said, the XO live look on it is absolutely crazy. Steve-O coming in and starting to gamble. For those that don't know, Steve-O has a gambling problem. 1st and 10 here. Ball at the 14-yard line. Goff killing the first play at the line. Handoff. That's Gibbs, and he's dancing. And good run. What should have been a 3-yard gain ends up being a gain of probably about 8 on the play. And like they're talking about now in the broadcast, had a pass play. They kill it to a run, which is a weak side run here. Weak side counter. I love to run that play myself in Madden. Kill. Here we go. 2nd and 2. Little motion left. Toss going off the left side, and Gibbs unable to get the first down. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 here on the 5-yard line. Detroit, lots of plays you could go right here. Definitely I consider this 4-down territory either way. Could take the first shot and maybe go a little play action and look at maybe a pass or in the back of the end zone. That would be my guess. If I'm right here, 3rd and 1, I'm going play action, tight end. I'm looking to pull the linebackers up on the run and catch that pass over the middle to the tight end in the back of the end zone. Let's see what they go here. Looks like a run going left. Oh, might be going right with the motion. It is. Gibbs bounces outside. Rams player's there, but second effort gets him there as he's down at the 3. 2:55 here left in the second quarter. Rams with 2 timeouts as the Lions knocking on the door here, looking to put the first touchdown of the game on the board. And great run by Gibbs here. Breaks this to the outside, sees that there's Ram players there, sits down, sees what he has, gets north and south, and gets the first down. Lions looking to run the ball here. Play fake. That's the tight end, and he's pulled out at the 2. That's right. I believe that's the tight end that the 49ers were trying to take from the 49ers were trying to take from the Lions, if I'm not mistaken. But 1 yard gain on the play action there, and that might bring us to the 2-minute warning, and it will. So 2 minutes left here in the first half of Sunday Night Football. Lions going to be coming back with a 2nd and goal after the quick timeout. Kenny says another great call. Call incoming. So very true, too. And this game presented by YouTube TV. Is this game on YouTube? I don't even know if it is. Dude, all right, hold on. We got to talk about the biggest news that dropped today in the NFL. By far, more than anything else. Supposedly, Kendrick Lamar will be doing the halftime show for this year's Super Bowl. I could not be more excited for it. It's gonna be wild. Terradome says PFF has the Rams defense 31st, but they're changing pretty. And that's what Terradome, I don't know if you've heard me in some of the 49ers chats. I've been very vocal about that. Cameron Curl, Tre'Davious White. They did also bring in Darius Williams, the good defensive back from Jacksonville. However, he's on the IR. Byron Young, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, and Byron Young. Or I'm sorry, Jared Verse. They've got a really great young 4 players right there that can rush the passer. They might have some situations at run defense, but also really like the addition. Tyler Davis, the defensive tackle out of Clemson they took, was one of the best run tackling defensive tackles in this draft. Had the highest tackle rate, so he's always was a sure up tackler. That was a great addition. Cameron Kitchens, the safety they took out of Miami, if he had came out for the draft last year, would have been a top 15 pick like Kyle Hamilton was basically. However, last year had some bad defensive miscommunications, and he went from a first-round player to a third-round player. If the Rams can coach him up and get him back to, 2022 Cameron Kitchens, dude, another huge – they basically got their Kyle Hamilton piece to go with Cameron Curl and one of Peo Time's favorite players from last year, Quentin Lake, and, of course, John Johnson III. I feel like we're seeing John Johnson III having to play a little bit of cornerback with the Darius Williams injury. But the Rams defense, again, they're the second youngest team in the league. They've got a lot to look forward to. And, oh, my God, Gibbs hit hard. Looks like the ball might have came out. We might have to see what they rule here. He's either down at the inch line or this is a fumble. Detroit, again, had a huge defensive makeover. They brought in Davis from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, drafted Arnold and Rakestraw. They've got Marcus Davenport opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, and it's already paying dividends. Both teams focused heavy on the offseason on defense. What up, David McNiner? How you doing tonight, my boy? Terrorism, that's my boy from the U Kitchens. I'm down here in Florida, man. And, of course, if you're a Ravens fan, you got to appreciate the U to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Kenny says, quarterback sneak if this didn't get in. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's see the Rams version of the tush push. And for those that don't know, Kenny and David, Steve-O, I think, was there for a while. We had Jackbox Gaming on Saturday night instead of Friday night this past week. And, dude, it was a crying, laughing kind of night. We're going to maybe play some of the new games next week. So if you don't know, make sure you come back on Friday nights. We also do Thursday shows now, 5 p.m. Eastern time, where we bring in people from our fantasy football league to talk about matchups, take questions, and, just have a good time together and make sure we're all set before the Thursday night games. Of course, Ravens will be playing Sunday at 1 next week against the Raiders. And then our second game we're calling next week is going to be the Thursday night matchup, Buffalo versus Miami, where we're hoping for another big shootout. And what up, guys? Terradome says that may be a touchdown. I know. I wish they would show me the replay, but Rams injury updates. Noteboom, the left tackle, and Puka Nacua questionable to return. So, wow. Rams could be without a starting wide receiver and their starting left tackle for the rest of the game. That could be dangerous with what we've seen from Hutchinson and Davenport on the left side of that Lions line. Got to keep an eye on it, basically. That you have to at this point. David getting in some gambling as well. Winning 300 points. Steve-O says, I need CMC to have 44 points. That's how I feel. I started Rico Dowdle over J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins got 22 points. Rico got 4. I am currently down 70 points. I've got Jared Goff, Amon St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and Cameron Curl all playing currently, with Garrett Wilson playing Monday night. I need Amon St. Brown and Jared Goff just to go off and start throwing touchdowns. But the way they're running the ball right now with David Montgomery, I don't think the game's headed that way, and I'm probably losing week 1. But hear me out, guys. Hear me out if you're losing your fantasy football leagues, or at least your first games. After review, it's a touchdown. Lions gonna go up 10-3 on the Rams. Good call by the refs there. Terradome did call it. He did call it. But we'll have to keep an eye on the Rams injuries continuing. But hear me out about fantasy, guys. Losing the first 4 weeks of fantasy football is not the end of the world. It's actually sometimes better, I feel like, to lose in the first 4 weeks, because in those first 4 to 6 weeks, I feel like is when we have all the bigger injuries come out of the way. And if you lose, you're high on the waiver wire. And Nacua with an knee injury, and they carted him to the locker room, I think they said. And Noteboom, little bit, looks like left ankle maybe. And Stafford getting his ankle taped. Maybe there's something going on with the field conditions here at Ford Field. But Rams dealing with some big injuries right now. Yeah, so Puka Nacua, knee injury. He is back out on the field. Noteboom, the left tackle, looks like it might have been knee or ankle. At least Nacua is out there on the field, I should say. So Steve-O says, if it's PPR, so ever put flexes, put in points per carry-offs. Yeah, I mean, with PPR, dude, there's a chance for a lot of points, especially McCaffrey. McCaffrey's always been a high-value PPR back. Kenny says he's on the sideline. Correct, Kenny. And again, you can bet on who you think's gonna win the game. ! Bet. The team you think is going to win, as well as how many points you would like to bet. Got to make sure you have enough points. And Terradome saying it's on that turf. I wonder if that is artificial turf out there on Ford Field. Handoff going up the middle and off the right guard. Solid gain of what looks like 4 on the play as the Rams really got to get, like I said earlier, got to get the run game going a little bit here. It'll protect your offensive line. It'll help slow down the pass rush. And they're not bad. And 7th round selection now out there at left tackle for the Rams. That is terrifying with Aiden Hutchinson lined up across from him. And they've got a stacked formation close. They're definitely probably going to chip and help protect him. Let's see. Running away from it, and we've already got a flag on the play. I expect this to be against the Rams. Oh, it's actually against the Lions. I just saw the ref indicate. Steve-O says, I got a point for Herbert kneeling each time. That's hilarious. And offsides on the defense. First down. That's Marcus Davenport with the penalty on the Lions. And like they're talking about, this offense for the Rams might be limited a little bit. And again, don't forget to get your bets in using your loyalty points. 1:15 left here in this first half of football. Rams have 2 timeouts, ball on the 39-yard line. Handoff going left, and that's Williams, as we're finally starting to see the Rams run the ball like I said. So David McNiner getting his bet in on the Lions for 1,000 points. The pool is up to now 11,000 points for betting. 55 seconds left here. Rams picking up the pace. Stafford looking left, and tight window throw looking for Cuppin. Number 21, I think that's Carlton Davis. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Amik Robertson, the free agent from the Raiders, making a play. And like they're saying, Roberts playing nickel, which allowed Branch to play more safety and just roam around. Definitely making this defense a lot better for the Lions. 50 seconds left, 2nd and 10. Rams looking to get across midfield with this first down. 5 seconds on the play clock. Cup in motion left. Lions steadily getting pressure with just 4. Throw over the middle, and great catch by number 18, but it's only for like 2 yards, as we've got a flag in the backfield, and this might be roughing the passer on Hutchinson. He's shaking his head. He looks like he knows it's on him. Let's see if they call it. Kenny getting in with some gambling. Personing the foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Low hit. That's a 15-yard penalty added to the end of the foul, or the play. First down. Let's watch here. Hutchinson matched up against the 7th round tackle and just beats him inside. And yep, that is absolutely the correct call. He didn't need to dive at Stafford's legs like that. That is absolutely, he's already looking at the ref like, don't call it, before the ref even threw the flag. That is absolutely a correct call, and the Brady rule in effect there. 43 seconds. Ball now on the 40-yard line of the Lions. So Rams across midfield. Short pass going right. Stafford's got a man. That's Parkinson, the tight end. He's pushed out of bounds on the right side, and that's going to be a huge gain. Pickup of 20 on the play. Good job by Robertson here. And good, just little out corner route combo looks like there. I forgot what that's, not a stick combo, but that is a classic combo there. Bench combo. That's what I believe that's called, where you go corner and out route. Just solid. That's in Madden, bro. That's a Madden play. But the corner guy did run a really good route to freeze the safety for just a half second on the ball. Stafford getting pressured. He gets away from the sack. Flips the ball out to Williams. And he's down at 9 as he gives a little point to Stafford. Hutchinson was there, but Stafford able to get away from a sack. And Hutchinson's got his hands on his hips and breathing hard. He is giving everything trying to get Stafford right now. And that's, again, a Curry, the former 7th round tackle of the Rams, and he is just getting beat right now. Rams have got to figure something out to protect Stafford in the second half. Stafford, though, with just a little flick of the ball out there, flipping it out to Kyren Williams. That's beautiful to watch, honestly. And Rams now have only one timeout, 2nd and 2 with 29 seconds left. Again, though, they are knocking on the end zone, so this is more like a 2nd and goal, but only 2 yards to get a fresh set as Nacua is sitting on the bench. I don't know if we're going to see any more Puka Nacua today. Ball officially on the 12, 2nd and 2. Kupp in motion left. Stafford looking that way. He's going there, and that's an easy first down as they're just going to take the fresh set of downs. Kupp gets out of bounds. Play only taking 3 seconds, so 26 seconds left here in the first half of football. Sunday night edition. And that's a great route combo there. Just a little go fade as Kupp slips under it on just a quick little, not out, but flat route is, I guess, what you would call that from the slot. 26 seconds, 1st and goal now. Little bit of orbit motion this time from Kupp. Stafford looks that way, pump fakes, going right, and goes to the back right middle of the end zone. Ball's a little high, probably just actually throwing that one away. 21 seconds, 2nd and goal. Kenny's saying it's Kyron time, man. Terradome says Stafford 90% checkdowns and outs. You know what, though? That's the West Coast system. If they give it to you, take the easy first downs and march downfield. The only thing that derails a good West Coast offense is running backs that don't get positive plays on first downs and penalties. That's how you get a West Coast offense behind schedule. 2nd and goal. Looks like the Lions still just going to bring 4. Stafford, and that's picked in the back of the end zone. Number 31 of the Lions, Joseph. And Stafford upset on the play. I believe that's Kirby Joseph, if I'm not mistaken. The former 3rd-round pick of Detroit in 2022 out of Illinois. And he's just sitting there at free safety. Let's watch this. And just read in the eyes of Stafford, and great job. Stafford just did not see him, I think, coming back from the right to left read. And there all day. And even if Johnson had caught it, Branch would have leveled Johnson. Kenny, you just got to stop saying Kyron's name, I guess. But I agree. You've got a hurt tackle that can't pass block. Why are you not running the ball? 27 seconds with 2 timeouts, or 23 seconds in a 2nd and goal. You had plenty of time to even take a chance on one run play, which is what I would have done, honestly. 15 seconds here. Goff probably just... Oh, Goff! Going down on a sack, and that's Jared Verse going to get his first sack of his NFL career. The Florida State edge rusher. And one of the big questions about Jared Verse was, could he convert some of those extra pressures and that he had there into sacks? And with Byron Young, Kobe Turner, and Braden Fisk, his Florida State teammate, on that line, he might see a lot more of those. McVay talking about they're a little banged up. Just got to stay on rhythm. Keep getting the first down. Do what you do. They're going to make some adjustments, I feel like. Kenny says, didn't I say Kyron time? David says, McVay is doing the dink and dunk stuff. I mean, here's my thing. Do the dink and dunk till it doesn't work. We saw the Eagles, and I'm one of the teams I was watching earlier today. They used good fake screen pump fakes to set up good passes downfield. So the dink and dunk can open up the deeper passing game even as well if it's done correctly. And Josh Allen single-handed killing my playoff chances here. Joe Burrow, it's got to be the hair, right? Anyone else seen Joe Burrow's bleach blonde hair? It's got to be the hair why Joe Burrow is playing so bad. I guess the bleach got to his head a little too much. Let me see here real quick. But, we had some crazy games today. Dallas 33-17 over Cleveland. Washington and Tampa. Tampa was just blowing out Washington. Finished 37-20. We're not going to talk about Baltimore and KC, Philly, Green Bay. Buffalo, though, 28-34 game with the Cardinals. Kyler didn't have a bad game at all. But the real upset had to be New England beating Cincinnati 16-10. I know the Bengals traditionally start slow, but my God. I honestly thought the Giants were going to beat the Vikings. Vikings winning 28-6, never saw it coming. Chicago, Caleb Williams started slow. Tennessee looks like they were going to walk away with that one. Chicago mounts a huge comeback, 24-17. And what I've been making fun of with my girlfriend all day, they've been showing the 4 o'clock games, and they had the 4 or 5, 4 o'clock games up in scores. For some reason, they would not take down the 1 o'clock score of New Orleans versus Carolina. If you didn't see New Orleans 47, Carolina 10. Bryce Young had a horrible game. This week, just the AFC North full of surprises. Baltimore losing, Cincinnati losing, Pittsburgh somehow beating Atlanta. Kirk Cousins not. What if we see Kirk Cousins get benched for Michael Penix after week 3 or 4? How wild would that be? Kirk Cousins immediately going on the trade block. How wild would it be if? So hear me out. Kirk Cousins gets traded back to the Vikings. He just goes back for 1 year while JJ's on injured reserve. And then the Vikings trade him next year. And Kirk just bouncing around with that contract. David says not one person in the Pick'ems League picked the Patriots to win. That was rough. Honestly, Anthony Richardson threw some dimes today, too. I didn't get a chance to talk about that much. Anthony Richardson and the Houston Texans playing against each other. And no Josh Downs, if I'm not mistaken. So when Josh Downs comes back, that Colts defense could even get even more deadly. And, of course, J.K. Dobbins having a big day against the Raiders. Hopefully Derrick Henry continues that. Chargers beat the Raiders 22-10. Final game, too, we had today. Seattle Seahawks had a great game against the Denver Broncos, winning that game 26-20. If you didn't see, I think that game had 2 safeties, if I'm not mistaken. David says, Daniel Jones looks like he's going to be holding a clipboard for $40 million. Nah, the thing is this. What's great about the Dan Jones contract, if I'm not mistaken, after this year, I think they can get out of that contract. Let me double check. I don't want to be wrong on this. Let me go to Over the Cap and check the Daniel Jones contract. 2025, he has no guaranteed salary, which is where most of his money is in guaranteed salary this year and regular base salary. So if the Giants move on from Daniel Jones and cut him after this season, the only money they will owe him is $22 million over 2 years, so $11 million a season. Which, you're at that point, you're saving. So $11 million saving in 2025. Or I'm sorry, the $11 million prorate bonus in 2025, they would still save $30 million in 2025. And then they would save $47 million in 2026 if they cut Dan Jones after this year. Might be able to save a little bit of money if they trade him potentially. But I honestly expect them to potentially move on from Dan Jones in this offseason. And like I said, it won't cost them an arm and a leg and handicap them for too long. They'll have Dan Jones' money completely off the book by the 3rd year of their rookie quarterback's deal. A lot of people talking about Mahomes lookalike in Nebraska. Hold on, let's turn on. We got to turn on this light, get a little better lighting. Hold on, this should help. Power. There we go. There we go. We got better lighting now. Now you can see my ugly mug a little better in 720 or 1080p. They're showing, though, right now some of these highlight clips, and Anthony Richardson was just throwing to everybody, hitting his men in stride and getting the yak, basically. Like, absolutely crazy game. And they're talking about the Tyreek Hill situation. Did anyone else see the actual Tyreek Hill clips? Like, oh my God. I watched it. I showed the girlfriend the clip to get her, like, opinion and honest take. And it showed someone was driving by and got like a 7-second clip. They said that he was not obeying the officer's order. Tyreek had his back to the officers, had his hands behind his back, was standing there, did not look like he was disobeying any orders, looked like he did say something over his shoulder to one of or two of the officers behind him. At that point, one of the officers behind Tyreek Hill came flying at Tyreek, looked like he was like throwing a flying knee, trying to hit or strike Tyreek. And at that point, they two officers grabbed Tyreek from behind and wrestled him down and kind of, really looked like they were shoving and pushing into his shoulder and face a little bit. It was absolutely excessive force. I don't know exactly what he said. I wish I knew. But I have a high bar for local law enforcement. As a lot of friends, I have a lot of friends in law enforcement in a lot of different departments, from local, state, and other levels. We'll just say that. I'm gonna give a weird, scary story for the two people that are here in chat. There is an anniversary coming up in 3 days, and my girlfriend had a 9/11 style dream the other night. This last night, she woke up and explained to me, and I was like, that's literally like a 9/11 dream. And I looked at it and I was like, oh God, hear me out, World News. Iran's been really mad at us. They said they're going to get their retaliation. We've been kind of laughing at them, and it's been really silent over there. I really hope U.S. security is ever vigilant and ready, and takes any and all domestic and international threats seriously. And if something does happen, you can say that I called it, and let the conspiracy theorists start just flooding our videos. My girlfriend's a psychic. I joked with her. I looked at her. I was like, she's a witch. For those that don't know, my girlfriend's from Salem, Massachusetts, so we always joke, about being like a witch and all that. And honestly, one of my real goals, of course, like deep down, she's not listening. She's out there like watching, I think, Love is Blind Mexico. Nothing would make me happier than somehow to gain enough money from my stream to be able to like buy her a ring. And then secondly, of course, I know she's always wanted to go back to Salem and really like be slightly like a local tourist and enjoy the Salem Halloween activities, which if you don't know, Salem go hard on Halloween, but also the tourists are generally very inconsiderate, rude, and half of the Salem people hate them. Talking about Salem and the superstitious, if you've never done it, you probably can't do this anymore now that I think about it. Back when I was a kid, I had a karate tournament in Savannah, Georgia. And one of the things we did when we were down there, we went on a haunted ghost tour through the streets of Savannah, Georgia, like cemeteries and stuff. It was like a walking tour that started at midnight. I went from like midnight to like 1 or 2 in the morning, and you like walked around like Savannah, Georgia area in the middle of the night, and it's just crazy because there was other ghost tours, bunch of people out there, like pretty wild. But Savannah got a lot of that deep history kind of deal. And walking through the graveyard at like 1 or 2 in the morning, because that's where they ended the tour. Look at Shaq dancing. DJ Shaq. And this 1-800 the general commercial. I still can't believe. I mean, I can't believe the Browns only put up 3 points against the Cowboys, but my God. And they had a huge punt return as well. Wow, what a play right there. Number 9 for the Cowboys on that punt return. Wow. Oh, and this must be one of J.K. Dobbins' runs. It is. Look at him breaking. He's gone. Almost took it to the house, but down at what looks like the 10-yard line. He'll get better as the season goes on. Steve-O says, think I got to drop a Dunze for Thielen. Man, I know, right? And it's Bryce Young played horrible today. If Thielen put up points today, he'll put up points, but later. YTC says, just found your channel and gave you the sub up, Levi. Creep up the grind. I appreciate you, YTC, man. What's your YTC? You're a Giants fan, correct? If so, man, what's your thoughts on Dan Jones? I'm really interested to hear about it. What's funny, YTC? YTC, go watch my draft specials. Go watch my draft special from this past year and the year before. And if you like my draft specials, I need you to start tweeting at the GM of the Giants. I like the GM of the Giants. I think he's a great guy. I think he's made some questionable decisions here and there. I've watched a lot of like the behind the scenes footage from the Giants offseason, like them talking about Saquon Barkley with like, I saw the GM of the Giants talking to his sons about who to draft and stuff like that. He seems like such a great and wholesome guy. And he's actually somebody that I would like to work for. So I joke that when I send my resume to the Ravens this year, if my draft special pans out, I'm going to send my resume to the Giants as well. Because those that don't know me, it's no fun being on the best team. The best and funnest thing to do, in my opinion, is to turn something around. Like when I play Madden, I don't like to even take the Ravens. I never choose the Ravens when I play Madden if I'm playing like franchise. I want to take the absolute worst team and I want to turn them around. And that's what I did in my professional career as a performance supervisor. I came into bad places and I turned them around and I took a lot of pride in it. I like that challenge, so... YT says if he struggles at Washington, bench him. Man, I got a list of guys I'd love to see the Giants try out. Steve-O says Penix times. I know Penix might get... If Kirk Cousins struggles into week 4, do the Atlanta Falcons turn towards Penix? Terror Dome says Danny Pennies. And that's the Giants technically after this year can get out of a lot of money on that Dan Jones contract. Only would be due like $22 million over 2 years. They would save $31 million next year by cutting Dan Jones and like $47 million in 2026 by cutting Dan Jones. So the Giants in not as bad a position as you would think, honestly. But they do need to have a good offensive draft next year. They need to hit a running back. They need to hit a wide receiver, tight end. Honestly, I feel like the Giants, they're pretty set on defense. They need to go heavy on offense in the next draft. But maybe I'm crazy, YTC. YTC says, yeah, I'm ready to tank for a quarterback, and I'm expecting a new quarterback. I mean, if that play continues, you know you're right on that. Handoff going up the middle there, and that's, Gibbs or Montgomery, and solid gain here. Going to bring up 3rd and short. Terradome says, I feel the same, Darwin. I feel the same. I'm excited, man. I joked about it. What if the Falcons switch to Penix and they try to trade Kirk Cousins just to get out of some of the money? There's no way, though. The big story, though, again, for the Rams is the injuries. Nakua and Noteboom, their left tackle, dealing with injuries. 3rd and 4, 13:50 here on the clock. Goff looking right, going, oh my God! And Reader, number 51, the linebacker, that's the second time he's flashed today. That's the second time Reader has flashed for the Rams defense. Not very sure on him, but David McNiner says Giants could trade for Kirk Cousins. Send Danny Pennies. Ooh. It would be less money than Kirk Cousins' deal, technically, for the Atlanta. But then if he's not playing that well, would New York really take on the chance when they can just move on and go rookie? And Kyron Williams back to return, and good job. Oh, no! Oh! Great punt here by the Lions. Would have been down at the 1 or 2, but the Lions players just a little too antsy, and they knocked the ball through the back of the end zone. Going to be a touchback here as the Rams get started here in the second half of Sunday Night Football. Terradome says, Rams D is all right. Good play. Good plays. Again, they'd have been a lot better if Darius Williams, their free agent acquisition from Baltimore, hadn't got on the IR early. I'm telling you, this secondary would look even stronger. This is a really weird commercial. This has got to be a local commercial. And looking back at last year's draft too, the Rams also have some intriguing players. Nick Hampton, they took him out of Appalachian State, an edge player, super athletic, rangy guy, but he needed a year to develop. I'm looking for him to come on stronger in the second half. And of course, Jason Taylor II, the safety out of Oklahoma State, they took, I think, in the 6th or 7th round last year. Again, they loaded up this year on picks. So hold on, I got to run through the Rams picks because I really enjoyed their picks. So, of course, Jared First, their first round pick. We already saw him get a sack. Braden Fisk, the Florida State defensive tackle, super twitchy, was clearly the number 2 defensive tackle in this draft. Blake Corum, the running back out of Michigan, solid. Cameron Kitchens, Terradome and me already talked about Cameron. Huge upside, would have been a first round pick last year. Brennan Jackson, Washington State edge rusher. He's out tonight, but he's a guy that, again, might take a year, but he's got some really good pass rush win rates and potential off the edge. Tyler Davis, the best run tackling defensive tackle in this entire draft class. If he gets an arm on you, he's going to stop you in the run game. Great pick. Then they took Carty, the rookie kicker out of Stanford, who already hit his kick earlier tonight. They took Whittington, the wide receiver out of Texas, who's back there returning kicks and one of the deep ball guys in this draft. And then one of my final picks I really liked, they took Bukes Limmer, the center out of Arkansas, has really good center and guard potential. Might be more of a year 2 guy, but Sean McVay went from F them picks to, bro, I'm going to show you how to make them picks, in my opinion. But, we'll see. It's a long NFL season, right? Terradome, yes, he is related to that Jason Taylor, the Hall of Fame Jason Taylor. I think it's like his nephew or something like that. But yes, there is a relation there. That's why it was one of those ones I was like, love the pick. I featured him on my draft special, kind of almost just for that reason. But yes, Terradome, they are related. And handoff going right as the Rams are trying to get the run game going to start. 13-29 here in the third quarter. Oh, let me get my quarter fixed here. And again, Nacua was carted off the field. And we are done with Puka Nacua for the game. That's heartbreaking. Of course, Detroit had a pretty good draft. They took Terrion Arnold, Rakestraw Jr. I really like the Mekhi Wingo defensive tackle draft. They took Vaki, the Utah running back safety. So he was playing safety. He converted to running back. Mahogany, the guard out of Boston College, pretty good as well. And then they took one of the weird guys of the draft, a tackle out of British Columbia. Definitely going to be a developmental guy, but they're trying to turn him into forgot the name, but the left tackle of the Eagles, who was an international player, turned into an all-pro. So the Lions might have a really good tackle next year. Really good tackle. But again, Hutchinson's playing against a 7th-round pick of the Rams at left tackle due to the injury at left tackle earlier, and we're just seeing this play out over and over again. Stafford with a little bit of time, and almost picked again. Stafford appears to be having a hard time seeing these underneath defenders. I don't know what's going on with Stafford. Yeah, Terradome says, Puka on the cart, not good. And Aiden Hutchinson actually dropped into coverage on this play. That's a good job, honestly, to do that. And yeah, Stafford never saw the defender sitting in the middle of the field underneath on that play. Dangerous throw. And Lions going to get a chance to return here. And Raymond makes the first man miss, but not much. Ball on the 40-yard line of the Lions, though. Not bad starting field position here for the Detroit Lions. Terradome says Stafford cannot throw in the middle of the field. No fly zone going on tonight. I know, dude. That is like, he's had a few on the outside on those out routes that were pretty close, but that's like the second or third throw now where he has just not seen the underneath guy just sitting there, basically. Hear me out, though. I have a weird theory on this. I think it is really hard to see white uniforms. Like with the bright lights and everything, I swear sometimes I even have that problem playing like video games. I feel like that white uniform just gets lost in the lighting of the field, the end zone, and you just don't see the guy. It happens to me every once in a while, I swear. 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line. 12 minutes here in the third quarter. Stafford, fake screen, handoff going off the right guard. And that's Montgomery with a solid gain. It looks like 5 on the play. Ball at the 45-yard line of the Lions. First down will, of course, put the Lions at half field or about that of. 12 rushes for 46 yards for David Montgomery tonight, as the Lions have had a healthy run game so far. God, I wish I could show y'all what I see on this NFL Game Center presented by FanDuel on the Roku TV channel, NFL Channel Live Network. It is really cool to see the X and O's of every single play live as it's going on, basically. Goff getting pressured and pass over the middle, gets it off just barely, and that's Montgomery. And going to be a question of where he's down on this play. Yeah, what's wild, guys, is this TV on my right is literally showing the X's and O's of every single play, like as they're going live, basically. Shows them coming out, breaking the huddle. I'm watching the substitutions come into the huddle right now. 2 players just came in for the defense on the play. Offense is breaking the huddle. 2 going out left. Is this... Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. That's the defense. So I'm sorry, 2 substitutions for the offense. Single wide. That's Jameson Williams. That's just so wild how it shows everything. I wish I could show you. Oh, Jameson wide open. We've got a flag, and he's going to walk into the end zone. We've got to see what the flag is, but broken coverage on the Rams play. Oh, my God. David McNiner says, hope Stafford ain't taking advice from Garoppolo. Seems like he is, David McNiner. Maybe that or Stetson Bennett gave him a little bit too much to drink before. And it's going to be legal contact on the Rams. That penalty is declined. Touchdown, Jameson Williams. And that's against Tre'Davious White. And just a little double move, little faking on that go route. White bites, makes illegal contact, and like I said, Jameson walking into the end zone there. Let's go. We needed that for our sleeper league. That gives Jared Goff 14.6 points, and Jameson Williams now has 25.2 points in my league. 1 carry for 13 yards, 3 catches for 5 yards for 89 yards and a touchdown. Also, when you have a touchdown go for over 40 or 50 yards, you get bonus points. Jameson with that huge touchdown. Wow, that's huge for my fantasy team. I went from losing by 70 points to losing by like 40 points now, maybe like 35. I'm back in this game if I can get like one more big play out of Jared Goff. Terradome says, you may be on to something. I was thinking the blue-black background blends into the uniforms of the opponent. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot. It's funny. I actually know this from marching band. Marching band is very selective with their shoes to like make sure that the critics have a hard time seeing certain stuff. This is actually used in the NFL too. Like case in point, if the other team, the opposing team, the Rams, are wearing white jerseys, you should go to every defensive, if the opposing team, the defense, is wearing white jerseys, You tell every single offensive lineman to wear white gloves. It makes it harder to see the holding on the players, basically, is what goes. You want to match your gloves to the opposing players' jersey colors. It makes it harder to see things like the holds. 100% color coordination football tactic. But I'm telling you, I've always noticed that problem in Madden with me seeing stuff like, God, I'm just blown away. Jameson Williams might have just saved my sleeper game this week. But it's not over yet. Does he have... My opponent has nobody playing left, so he's completely done. I've got to get enough points to give it to... Because I've still got Garrett Wilson on Monday Night Football. I think Garrett Wilson's at least minimum going to get me good 10 points, so I've got to pull this with anyone like 136. So I still need about another 29 points in this game between my 3 Lions players. 3 Lions players, 1 Ram player, actually. So we need some plays out of Cameron Curl. Currently, Cameron Curl only has 3 tackles. But that's I expected him to get some good tackles at safety. So I'm sorry it's on cooldown for the gamble. I'm going to be right back, guys. I'm going to grab another drink, maybe a partake if anyone understands what I'm talking about. You know, 710 life. Woo! BRB. Again, guys, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I'm watching. Kyron Williams not getting much going here. Gang, gang. 2nd and 13, 9:55 here in the 3rd. Detroit now up 17-3. I need to get that score fixed. My apologies. Handoff going right, and that's Williams again. Not much to gain as Detroit flying to the ball here. Oh, wait. And dang, Limmer's in there now too. The Rams are now down Avila, Notebloom, Harrison. They're down 4 offensive linemen now. Rams are in a lot of trouble right now. Oh my God. 3rd and 10. God, that's rough. 4 starting offensive linemen injured. And Lions look like they're bringing pressure. Let's see if they do. They bring it. Screenplay going right. Oh no, Cup breaks loose, stiff arm, and he's got the first down and some out of bounds as great blocking but better running after the catch by Cup brings the Rams a first down. 8:45. I will be right back, guys. All right, what a miss. What a miss. Dave Menard says Rams just spent heavy on their O-line this off. They did, man. They did. They brought in Jonah Jackson from Detroit to pair up with their already really good right guard, Dotson. They were going to have two, like, Pro Bowl guards, basically. And Dotson in there, but I think Jones is, or Jackson's out. Oh, no, Jackson is in there. But left tackle, center, and I'm guessing right tackle having issues. And Sean McVay going to go for it here on 4th down. Dang, and Kevin Dawson, the right guard. That's a Pro Bowl right guard. That's not a new guard. But Buse Limmer runs into him, basically. And Buse Limmer is like their 6th round pick out of Arkansas. So a 7th round pick starting a left tackle, a 6th or 7th round pick starting at center right now. 4th and 3, 5:35 here in the third. Stafford looking left, going over the middle. He's got a wide open man. And that's DeMarcus Robinson as that's going to put them at the edge of the red zone. And look at McVay. He is on the field calling this play right now. I think that is technically illegal. He's not allowed to be on the field calling it. But, you know. And it looks like the Lions, like they're saying right here, might have had a little bit of confusion. And, oh no, Terrion Arnold, number 0 for the Lions. That's their 1st round pick out of Alabama. Down, what looks like maybe left leg. Hopefully that's just a cramp and he's okay, but. I always feel bad, Terradam. I'm always trying to come into your shows and come watch. But all your shows are usually like during the day mostly. And either I'm still sleeping or because we are on such like a late night schedule, like we get up like maybe like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But that's also why we're up to like between like 2 to 5 in the morning. Terradome says, first one I've seen him complete midfield. I know, right? He has not had a good night so far, throwing those middle of the field passes. Oh, I'm excited to play some games with my girlfriend after this game as well. We spent the day playing games, and I'm already like, oh, all I want to do is eat dinner and play more games with her. Steve-O betting in on the Lions here because we got the betting still open. I just need, like I said, Amon St. Brown or Jared Goff. Jared Goff basically to throw a touchdown to either Amon St. Brown or Jameson Williams again. And preferably one of 40-plus yards. That's desperately what I'm looking for. Terradome says, would love to have you, my man. Like I said, I'm always trying. I know there was like a few times, I think towards the beginning of the off season, I was like up at an early time and I just, go check. And I'm like, oh shit, Terradome's on. Let me go lug over the computer. David winning pretty good on that one. They're talking about goat milk right now on this channel. What's funny is goat milk's actually one of my girlfriends. I make her a stuffed goat cheese chicken with a balsamic glaze. Usually I make some bacon fat collard greens with it. And then some type of potato dish usually for the starch. Whether it be like a baked potato, scallop potatoes. I made this dish called potato dauphinies. It's French 15-hour potatoes. So it's like making extremely. So what you do for potato dauphinies is you make super thin slices of the potatoes like scallops. You then do a herb infused like milk or heavy cream broth for it. And then you basically layer the potatoes with like Gruyere and like very nice, like expensive cheeses while also soaking every layer of potatoes when you do it. So it's like lay potatoes, soak it, cheese, lay potatoes, soak it, cheese, and you sit there and build it up. Then you like freeze it overnight, cut them into perfect squares, pan fry them with some fresh herbs to get some beautiful color on them and warm them up. And oh my God, like I said, DAUPH, like INSOINSE, something like that, I think is how it's spelled. I made it one time, like as a little special, dinner for the girlfriend with some goat cheese chicken. Of course, usually with the chicken too, because you got to talk about the seasoning. If I'm doing goat cheese chicken with balsamic, I do like a garlic honey style rub on the chicken, basically, if that makes sense. You got to just go with the seasoning. There, you'll find some good honey garlic ones with the right flavor profile. It works beautifully. 10-play, 59-yard drive here for the Rams. Ball on the 11 as they're looking to score and make this a game. Stafford going deep right, and Kupp's looking for a flag, and we've got one. And this might be pass interference on Terrion Arnold, the rookie out of Alabama. Covering Cooper Kupp in the back of the end zone. Beautiful play there. And they're discussing it. That's Carlton Davis maybe on him. And they're calling it pass interference on the defense. Officially on Carlton Davis covering Demarcus Robinson. And, I mean, he did grab right here on the shoulder pads. I mean, Terrion Arnold's got a hold of Cooper Kupp in the same spot. I mean, that's ticky-tacky. But, I mean, I can see why they called it. Both teams with 3 penalties for about 20-plus yards. First and goal, though. Ball on the 2. Kyren Williams, the lone back in the backfield. Trips left formation for the Rams. Handoff going off the right side, and Kyren's in! Good second effort by Kyren. The former Notre Dame, poor Notre Dame, losing to Northern Iowa. Even my girlfriend was like, I saw someone make a joke. Notre Dame lost to NIU? What's NIU? And I was like, oh my God, Northern Illinois or Northern Iowa University. And that looks into me. Kyren coming in here. That's what I need to see in a fantasy point because I need the Lions to continue passing the ball here. And barring the PAT here by Carty, the rookie kicker for the Rams, this should be a 10 and good kick. Rams, I'm sorry, 10-17. Oh, that's crazy. That hasn't updated yet. That's really cool. I'm about to watch the X and O's of this. So Robinson, Johnson, Kupp lined up left. Parkinson right. Kyren lone back. Single high safety look. Motion to the right side. Off guard tackle. I mean, decent play design. Decent play design. I wonder how much of it was called. Kenny says, hooty hoo! For those that don't know, Kenny has Kyren Williams on his fantasy league, so he really needed them points. That's fine, Kenny. As long as they score, that keeps the Lions trying to score. And right now, Jameson Williams in our league has 25.2 points due to his big play touchdown. In my league, I reward running backs and wide receivers for touchdowns and long plays of 40 and 50 yards. So Terradome making sure to come in and get the facts right. Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois 16-14. Confirmed. Northern Illinois been playing a little too much college football 25. What I would give to play college football 25. Like, I grew up as a franchise mode player in Madden. Fuck Ultimate Team. It's horrible. It's always been horrible. So, like, when college football disappeared, that where, like, basically the franchise, your college mode was, the main point of the game. Like, We've had quite a few players flash tonight to keep an eye on, too. I'm trying to find my next tackle monster for fantasy football. But yeah, Jameson, since I reward players of big plays over 40 and 50 yards, Jameson, 25.2 points. Absolutely broken. Oh, we miss you, Aaron Donald. I'm not even like a Rams fan, and I miss Aaron Donald. I'm going to be 100%. Dang, David rolled a 14 out of a D100 die. What's crazy is Kenny gambled 60 points and rolled a 60. That's wild. I should bring the word game back up for y'all. I'm going to bring the word game back up. If anyone wants to actually play the word game. For those that don't know, you can use the command SL game, SL game, one space in a 5-letter word, and play a little bit of like a wordy style game. Streambot will read your responses in the chat every 15 seconds and put them in. So have fun, guys. 1st and 10, 3:30 on the clock here in the third. Motion to the backfield here. Laporta, a second motion, probably a run going right. It's a play action going right. Goff dumps it off to Gibbs, and Gibbs trips up and might have got some extra yards if not for tripping. Going to be a gain about 5 maybe. Brings up a second and manageable. Toots! Ain't no toots in this chat, Kenny. Steve-O says, I think I'm going to pick up Cooks and drop a Dunze. Pierce is available. I don't like his buy. Aw. I know. I'm excited to look at the waiver wire here after this game. Start making my plans. Toss play going left. That's Gibbs and able to get to the boundary, but only gaining maybe 2 on the play. So officially, I believe that's going to be a 3rd and 6 after the first play didn't get as many yards as I thought it was. And they're talking about Jared Verse actually got a chance to do some Zoom calls with Aaron Donald. And I wish I could show y'all. I might be able to. I've got some beautiful clips of Aaron Donald going to camps and really showing, like, you know, how to fight with your hands properly from a defensive tackle position. It's actually great footage. Any young defensive lineman should watch it at some point. And good call here by the Lions. A little bit of motion by Jameson. Hard count. And then an audible by Goff. Goff going over the middle. Got a tight end. And that's Laporta for, I believe, a gain of only a few. They're going to be probably about 4 yards short here. Lions going to punt this ball away. And like they're saying, Rams just playing some zone defense, but they are flying to the ball. And that's Johnson and Lake coming in to make the plays from the safety position. I've got the gum fruit, boys. And punt away here, 1:35 left in the third. And fair catch called for. And Ram player jumps on the ball. Probably shouldn't even taken a chance there. Little bit of shoving at the end of the play. Refs separating the Rams and Lions away from the Rams player. Steve-O says, there's a huge fire 20 minutes from me. You must live in Colorado, Steve-O. Joking. When I was in Colorado, there were so many fires. But I hope everything's okay over there. I'm guessing you're out there in Cali. The fires are no joke out there in Cali. Should say everywhere out west, to be honest with you. Cali, of course, wildfires. Maui had that fire breakout. Hopefully, Steve-O, no one was doing a gender reveal nearby you. If you get that joke, you get that joke. Kenny says, there's a party in my pants. Is it a wee party? Just play with my Joy-Con. Oh, too funny. Anybody else listen to Shaq's EDC works? And honestly, guys, I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. We're not having a super great night here on the stream, view and count wise. There is a small chance here after the third quarter I might end this stream early. Just like an extra special thing to the girlfriend. She's already given a lot of time this weekend to the football games and Jackbox shows and stuff like that. And I know she'd like to eat dinner and play games. So after the third quarter, I might cut my stream. I know it's blasphemy, but I've done Thursday night football, Friday night football, Jackbox gaming, also Thursday fantasy football show, and I'm 2 weeks behind on filming Commissioner of the North now, and I need to get that done. And of course, so we post to 2 Commissioner of the North videos next week, fantasy football, Thursday night game, Jackbox, and then Sunday again. Next week, though, or 2 weeks from now, we're not going to have a Thursday night show. Looks like we'll have Sunday, Monday, followed by... Is that a weird Wednesday game? No. Is that Kelly Stafford? Okay, no, it's someone's mom. Matthew Stafford's mom's at the show, and they've got a headset on her. They're going to talk to her, I think, at the end of this quarter. And oh my God, Kyron Williams just got blown up in the backfield, and one of the offensive linemen for the Rams slow to get up. Oh, it's Kyron's mom, Taryn Williams. Weird she's sitting in different seats. That's really weird. 2nd and 12. Ball on the 14-yard line of the Rams as they're trying to move down the field here. Pass over the middle. Stafford finally hits one. Good move by his wide receiver, number 18, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's got room to run. 45, 30, 25, 20. And he's down at the 20-yard line from the 14 of his own to the 15 or of the opposite side. That's Johnson, number 18. Oh my God. My God. Who was that? Who was that? Tyler Johnson, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Wow. Yeah, and Kenny definitely going to like burn out a little bit. Dang. David rolled a 6. It is not your night, David. Hold on. I'm going to my chat bot or my bot real quick. I'm finding David. David has 1,580 points. Hold on. We got to give David some more points here so he can have some more fun. We're going to take David from 1,500 points to 15,000 points. Check your points, David McDiner. Kenny's getting up there in points. Kenny's got over 11,000 points now. But that was also part of the plan, was to go harder on week 1 because football's back. You know what I'm saying? So normally I'm only doing 2 games a week, but I decided to call a third game. And I almost thought about not calling this game at all and just being like, sorry, guys. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to at least do half the game. Feel it out. Of course, if we had like if I was at least holding a steady 10 viewers even, I'd finish the game out after the third quarter, but we'll hold out just for a little bit longer. I got to keep drinking Crown and Coke just to keep the voice from like breaking. But it's also great training for the rest of the season, so. Steve-O guessing SL game. You got no space between SL and game. SL game. know there's a U. Let's see whose it takes, Steven. It'll take yours or mine. I don't think it'll take both. We'll have to find out. Clunk. Ah, why did I guess the U in the same spot? I'm so stupid. I cost the chat a precious guess. Again, I really like, if you've got a Roku TV, you've got to check out the NFL channel on Roku TV. NFL Game Center by FanDuel. They're showing highlights of the game here and there. They're keeping the stats up. They're giving you next-gen stats, X and O's moving on the field. There's a drone show. I tried to open a drone company here in Florida that not only did advertising, but also like window washing, scouting, law enforcement assistant, everything like that. But, you know, your boy's broke and it takes money to make money. Stafford looking to his right, and he's got Cup, and that ball's at the 19-yard line here with 14:50 here in the fourth. I'll probably give it one more Lions offensive drive before I head out for the night. I need Jared Goff to score me some more fantasy points to make my game winnable, at least. Let them lean with it. Lean with it. Right with it. 14:25, 2nd and 5. Again, ball actually at the 18-yard line. Making an adjustment at the line of scrimmage protection-wise. Stafford going to play action here. Got a good pocket. He's going deep left side, and that is absolutely pass interference on Terrion Arnold. And look at Terrion. Terrion's like, yeah, shut down. Looks back, wait, there's a flag. He absolutely shoved the wide receiver before the ball came. That's 100% pass interference. He's grabbing his arm. He's pushing up at his face and his hands. The ball just, unfortunately, also hits the back of Terrion Arnold. So Robinson doesn't even get a shot at it. But I think that is the correct call on the rookie here. And like the announcer said, that is absolutely the right call. Grabs him the first time, pushing on him, and has hands in the face and pushing his arms. You know, just mistimed his pass breakup attempt is what that was. Unfortunate for the rookie. 1st and goal now. Ball on the 1-yard line after the pass interference. This looks like their last goal line play. It is the same goal line play, and the Lions stop it there. That is absolutely hilarious. The Rams just ran the same play that they scored on last time with Kyren Williams. They ran trips to one side of the formation, ran the wide receiver back, ran it to the motion side with Kyren basically on a little bit of an outside zone play there. Off maybe guard tackle. Kyren wanted them to run it back. I doubt they run that same play again. You got away with the touchdown earlier. They stuffed you there. They do walk out on trips right. Kyren looks itchy, man. It looks like the same play, but it's a jet sweep, and it's wide open. Good play design there. That's Jordan Whittington, the wide receiver out of Texas, the rookie we told you to keep an eye on, who also does special teams, but I think Kenny just told us this is going to be holding coming back, and it is. Number 61, the guard, I believe. No, that's the tackle. Oh, and that's heartbreaking. Great play call by Sean McVay there. Makes it look like that same run play they've ran twice on the goal line. Jet sweep to the really fast rookie out of Texas, and yeah, that's not only a hold, that's a face mask. Poor Aiden Hutchinson just gets swiped on the face mask. Like Terradome said, bring it back. Now at the 11, it should have been a personal foul face mask, which would have pushed them to the 16. Instead, holding only puts them at the 11. 13:24 here. Stafford probably going to take a shot. Kyren up the right guard, and that's a gain of maybe 2 on the play. 2nd and goal, as one of the wide receivers for the Rams kind of either fixing his cleat or kind of a little hurt. 13:05. God, I'm watching the X and O's over here on my right.
of that play by McVay. And again, God, was it drawn up so well. I want to actually get a camera just to capture these X and O cams all the time. Like I said, next week, look out. I might actually have that up instead of the game cast. 3rd and goal. 12:40 on the clock. Stafford looking left. He's going to go there. A lot of air under this ball. And, he was looking for a flag. There is one. Cooper Kupp, the intended wide receiver on the play. And that's going to be holding on the offense again. And my God, that's going to back them up more. Did they decline it? Holding, offense, number 61, the same tackle that just had the penalty. That's the left tackle of the Rams, who's in there for the injured starting left tackle, a former 7th round pick, and he is getting cut. Hold on. Let me make a note. Left tackle, R. Curry, Rams, cut. Like, you have got to cut him after this game. Absolutely got to cut him. And Cardi, the kicker for the Rams, out there to make this a 4-point game. Again, the rookie out of Stanford here with a 26-yard attempt to make it a 4-point game. Lions fans are getting loud. Anyone else see that gray in Stafford's beard right about here? Here's Cardi. Good hold. And solid kick. 17-13 as we've got a good game. I really want the Lions to go down here and I love how we all keep putting the U in the middle of that word when it doesn't go there. The game is telling us use the right letter but wrong spot, and we all put U in the same spot. And crazy, there's no T's, no S's, no C's, no F's, no O's, no I's. All right, hold on. A-E-I-O-U. There's got to be an A in this word. All right, hold on. Exclamation point SL game. I'm going to move and get some vowels here. Is there an E, and is the U the beginning letter? Terradome says, no, keep him. We play the Rams in 2 weeks. I know. That we were just talking about how they're struggling against Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport. And if that's the case, my God, with the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the 49ers in that division, it might be a long year. The U's not in the middle of the word, Kenny. It can't be a muse, but I like the A and the E. That actually is great. Great word guessing, actually, to see if they're at where they're at. Like, let's see which word it takes, if it takes any, because Streamlabs hates us. I sometimes think like you only get one guess per person in the chat, but I know that's not true either. Yeah, no S, no N, no K, no T, no O, no L, no R, no F. I'm stumped. I'm 100% stumped on the word. This is such a weird life. Brothers, sisters. What is this, West Virginia? Chill out. Kenny says, I thought we were trying to be funny with the U. We from the U! Of course, I'm like doing it wrong. Oh my gosh. Look at that corn maze in Webermill, Michigan. That is wild. In the face of Dan Campbell. You're not a true football fan unless you put a Dan Campbell face in your cornfield. If you build it, they will come. All right. Okay, let's look at the Sky Cam here, presented by Walmart. Penei Sewell. Oh, look at him get out there for that run play. Oh, my God. There's Kevin Zeitler, the former Raven. I know a lot of Raven fans wish he was still there. The right guard was really one of our weak spots in that game against the Chiefs. And I mean, this has just been a good offensive line here in Detroit. And everyone knows how good that line is. Handoff going right. That's Gibbs, I believe. And not much here. Believe no gain. 2nd and 10. 12:25 here on the clock. And again, this might be my last drive for the night. Just again, so we can go spend a little time with the girlfriend since we spent so much time on football this week. 38% of rushes of yards before contact. That's great. 2nd and 10. I just need Jared Goff to score some points and I can feel better about life. Sam Laporta in motion from out wide, moving into the... Oh no. Jared Goff had a great hard count, so much that he got his own running back, it looks like. Yep. Number 60 for the Rams on the false start. That's actually the left guard, Glasgow. Excuse me. Come on, Amon St. Brown, do something. Amon St. Brown, the sun god, do something. And there's a throw to Laporta, and solid gain. Going to be, bring him 3rd and maybe 5 or 6 on that, I believe. Terradome says, Lions don't want this game. What, the game against the 49ers or the game against the Rams? Detroit, of course, last year finished 9th in rushing, according to PFF, 5th in passing, and 3rd in receiving. So we thought this was going to be a high-scoring game. It's not been as high as I thought. Goff going to scramble for it, and he's got the first down. Look at Goff showing off the legs. 11:05 left here in the 4th quarter. Terradome says they don't want it. Goff says, watch me. And great play by the offensive line of the Lions right there, picking up all those edge rushers. Young, Turner, I think Fisk was making a good push. The Rams D-line is good. The offensive line for the Lions is just honestly a little better right now. Play action, Goff got him, man. That's Jameson Williams, the 40, 35, and he's out of bounds, and it looks like the 30-yard line, as Jameson might bring my fantasy team back from the dead. And like they're saying, Jameson Williams breaking out right now. Sorry, I'm looking at some stats real quick. I was looking up at the Denver-Seattle game, and Seattle went. Bo Nix, 26 of 42 for 138 yards, 2 interceptions, and sacked 2 times for 6 yards. Quarterback rating of 30.1. Geno Smith, 18 of 25 for 171 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 sacks. Kenneth Walker, though, 20 carries for 103 yards. Tyler Lockett, 6 catches for 77 yards. But good amount of sacks and interceptions on the day. Rig Woolen and Julian Love getting some interceptions for the Seattle Seahawks, which we told everyone Mike McDonald was going to change that Seattle Seahawks defense, and I tried to tell y'all. Terradome says, Goff with the wheels. David says, I ate a sandwich while he ran for that first. I'm about to go eat some food myself. I've got some honey ham in the fridge. I'm thinking about throwing in the oven. I've got some Bob Evans mac and cheese and Bob Evans mashed potatoes I might heat up. Just got them from Publix. Publix, people don't understand. Publix, if you go to Publix and they got some BOGO sales, you can get stuff at Publix because I go on Walmart's app to price check against Walmart. You can get stuff at like Publix as long as it's on a good BOGO sale, cheaper than Walmart. It's you gotta shop selectively. Goff over the middle and it's intercepted. Oh my God. What a play simultaneously. And I'm trying to see who it is. 43, Johnson, the safety, with a great pick over the middle. We've seen so many interceptions over the middle in this week 1 of football. Oh my God. And a safety just sitting in the middle of the field here. And Golf just never sees that white uniform. And that's an interception. It does not touch the ground. That's going to hurt my fantasy team a little bit. Oh my gosh, that hurt. And it's targeting looked like Amon St. Brown finally, trying to get a ball to the sun god. But again, unable to see that white and the, uniform. That's what I'm telling you, man. Kenny says, Levi, the guy I'm playing has Golf and Debo, and I have Kyron and CMC. That's rough. Like, you're hoping for the best, but also, like, not. Like, that's hilarious. In my league, Jared Goff right now, 15.54 points. Not great, not bad. All right. I'm going to go until 11 o'clock, and that's when I'm going to cut the stream, guys. So it's 10:49 my time, so about 11 more minutes here, and then I'm going to cut the stream. I'll go out there and surprise the girlfriend. She'll be all excited, and we'll probably make food and play Teamfight Tactics. I could stream playing Teamfight Tactics. I could 100%. Oh, Amon St. Brown, though. Oh, my God. Look at his leg. No, look at that leg. Is Amon St. Brown out of the game now after that? Did you see that? I don't think it touched the ground. I think it stayed up. Stafford passed to the left side, and that's Cup with a good catch. Poor Amon St. Brown and Cooper Kupp fans in fantasy right now, though. Me being an Amon St. Brown guy. Like, those injuries could be hard. Like David said, could go both ways, but it's in the books as they moved on. David, you are unlucky when it comes to the gambling tonight. I swear, my boy. I swear I've never seen anyone roll so low so often. 2nd and 3. Stafford in a shotgun. Kyron behind him, though. A little bit, that's not technically pistol. I don't know what to call that. Stafford continuing these out routes as balls to Parkinson, the tight end on the right side. 3rd and 1 with 8:25 left in this game. I want to gamble. Let's gamble. We're going to gamble big. Third and 1, like I said. Whoo, I barely rolled over. If you roll over 50, you at least get your points back or win. And again, it's my channel. I can have as many points as I want. Stafford, 26 of 38 for 242 yards and an interception. Stafford looking left, looking right, and a little no-look pass over the middle. He was staring at his halfback and zips that ball over the middle. That's going to be a Dime Lab ESPN highlight. Kenny says that's exactly what gambling is designed to do. Exactly. The house has the advantage. What a play by Stafford, though. Little out pass left here, flat route, and Kupp. If you've got Cooper Kupp in a PPR league right now, you've got to be happy. That's all I've got to say. And like they're saying, a little bit of no look going on there, and great throw. Seven minutes left in the fourth quarter. Rams are having a conversation on their bench, I think, with some defensive players. They're saying, hey, we're going to take the lead here. You've got to stop them here in this next drive. I think is what that defensive coordinator is telling his leaders. Stafford looking over the middle, going there, and got a man, and he's down just short of the line to gain inches on this 3rd down. Definitely expect a run here on 3rd and short. 3rd and 1 officially. And handoff to Kyron, and he's got it. Fresh set of downs as the Rams enter the Lions side of the field here. Aiden Hutchinson just absolutely blows by the right tackle here. If Aiden didn't trip there, he just swam. Aiden's hands are just so much faster than the offensive lineman hands, left or right side for the Rams. 1st and 10. Fast and violent hands by Aiden Hutchinson. Ball officially on the 47, I believe. Play action. Stafford, good pocket, going deep left. He's got a man, and Kupp might have made a shoestring catch. They're saying catch. Down at the 27, it looks like. Gain of 20 yards if it holds. And oh my God, that's a great catch by Kupp. Handoff up the middle, just making sure that the Lions don't challenge. Would have been a bad challenge if they did. But my God, look at this. Left foot down, drags the right toe. You can see the turf and the beads coming up, and absolutely maintains possession through the catch. Sound guy doing a good job to get out of the way. 2nd and 5 here after the run up the middle. 4:55 on the clock. Stafford approaching 300 yards, but still hasn't thrown for a touchdown. 1 interception on the evening. Kupp man in motion, moving left. Stafford looking there. Gets pressured, gets out of the pressure, finds a man on the right side. That's Demarcus Robinson, and he's down at what looks like the 10-yard line, maybe the 9. Rams in the red zone as the Lions defenders are growing frustrated. But, I mean, the real story is here. Look at this. Stafford, he pump fakes, ducks under this would-be sack, rolls out right, and slings an absolute dart to Robinson on the run. And Robinson steps out of bounds. That great play. 9-play, 71-yard drive here by the Rams. 4:34 taken off the clock. Going to leave their defense in a pretty decent situation. Play action. Stafford, throw to Kupp left, wide open. He's going to go easily into the end zone as the Rams and Cooper Kupp and Stafford take the lead here with 4:30 left in the 4th. My God. And like they're saying, all the motions finally pay off here for the Rams. What a play. And man, we're headed for a good game. Detroit only needs a field goal to tie this game. Bates might be in a huge position here if Detroit can't move the ball deep downfield. And guys, we've only got 5 minutes left of the stream. Kenny taking a low bet and winning, though, with a 75. And again, the better you win on the gamble, the higher the multiplier of the points is. So betting, winning big, rolling big wins big, as they say in D&D, right? And if you don't know Dungeons and Dragons, well, lightning bolt, lake of fire, magic missile. Sorry, guys, I couldn't resist. But all right, guys, we got 5 minutes left here in the stream before we're going to cut it for the night. And I'm sorry, I'm sure y'all are all watching the game along with me. So, and if you do miss the ending of the game, I apologize. Please don't hold it against me for the rest of the football season. We've got a lot of really good content coming here to the channel. I know Spongy's probably going to join us for the fantasy football show on Thursday. I know Kyle Kitts expressed interest last week that he wants to join, so we might have a Eagles fan, a Denver fan. We've got a lot of good things to talk about. Jackbox on Friday nights is always an absolute blast. And next week's games we're going to be covering, again, is Baltimore versus the Las Vegas Raiders, as well as we're going to have Thursday night football, Buffalo versus Miami. So again, fantasy football show will be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll take a small break and get right back into the Thursday night matchup of the AFC powerhouses. A battle specifically of the AFC East. Terradome says everyone in the world knew he was going to go to Cooper Cup except for Detroit. Shaking my damn head. You're not wrong on that, Terradome. You're so not wrong. With like Nakua out too, like, oh, they're talking about the debate that's coming up. Oh, I'm going to watch the debate. I'm not going to lie. Anyone want to stream the debate with me? We might have to open a whole different channel for that one, though. I thought about, guys, 100% doing a stream where live during the debate, of course, I don't show the debate, but I participate in the debate in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Basically, take the moderator's questions and answer them myself. I thought it would be kind of a funny thing, but it might be a little too divisive. You know what I'm trying to say. Terradome said, Detroit don't want it. Man, Terradome calling out the Detroit fans. There's no one Detroit fans here to defend themselves. But in Detroit's defense, that play was 100% open due to the motion. The guy that was following Cup on the motion slipped, and at that point, it was an easy read for Stafford. Like 1-2 high schooler could make that read as long as they had the mental aspect. The constant, and Kyle Shanahan does the same thing. Those constant motions make things so hard to do. You should basically always draw up your play and then draw away like 2 to 3 ways to motion into that from other formations, essentially. So draw up your play, then off of that, a motion off that play, create a formation. Then off another motion, maybe create an entire formation off that play. And that's how you really create it. It's something McVay did that even golf succeeded in his first year. It's a way to make something that looks very simple be actually very diverse. Your quarterback knows it's the same formation, but there's just a weird motion that makes it look something different, essentially. It's actually great against defensive coordinators, and it's hard to game plan against a little bit. Kenny says, let's go. What? Someone screenshot what Kenny said there. 2nd and 5. Golf with a little play action. Oh, he's pressured. He takes a big hit. Ball hits the turf, too. And there's a Lion player, a little slow to get up. That's Durant, but Golf takes a huge hit. But all right, guys, I know the game's almost over, but y'all know how this goes. The last 4 minutes of this game are easily going to take more than a half hour. With that being said, I just want to say this. I really appreciate and love every single one of y'all for coming in and hanging out with us. I'm going to cut the stream just a little early for once because, you know, the girlfriend's out there by herself eating snacks. And oh, pick! Oh, my God. No, it was dropped. Durant had an easy pick, but as he hits the ground, he drops it. Oh, my God. Durant had a game-ending interception. Oh, my God. Jameson Williams, the intended wide receiver. Good job by Durant to elevate. He tucked the ball away, but when he tucked the ball away like he's supposed to, his elbow hit the turf and bounced the ball out. That's heartbreaking. Terradome says, nah, Detroit had these guys done when Puka was carted off. And especially like Terradome said, when Noteboom went out, it was over, basically. And, of course, even the backup center, Bukes Limmer, is in there now. It's rough going. Just run it and put away. They pissed it. They pissed it away. You're not wrong, though. I mean, this is LA runs a 4-minute offense better than anyone. This should be an open shut case for the Rams to finish this game. But again, guys, with that, I'm going to go surprise the girlfriend and get off the stream a little bit early so we can go eat and play some games a little bit. I really appreciate and love every single one of y'all for coming in and hanging out with us. Again, if you can't watch the game, you can watch this game on Peacock. If you have a subscription, you can get the Gamecast like I've got up on ESPN+. If you've got a Roku TV, actually, you can go to the NFL channel and get what I think is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. The NFL Game Center presented by FanDuel, free on Roku Live TV on the NFL channel. If you've got a Roku login, you can get that for free. It's got the actual X and O's like NFL Gen stats of live of every play, as well as updates, highlight plays where they'll cut to the actual game and everything. It's really cool. But all right, guys, it's been fun. I'm your boy Darwin's Raven, D-Rave, whatever you want to call me, Levi. Good luck to both teams. And again, good luck to the 49ers against the Jets on Monday. I will not be streaming that game, but I will be watching and chiming in probably on Twitter a good bit. I look forward to a great matchup, and I wish y'all the best of luck. Darwin out.